Hola amigos y amigas, you are now with Jocelyn, and this is our weekly energy reading for the week ahead, where we are gaining a deeper understanding and higher conscious awareness of the week ahead and how we can navigate this coming week as our higher selves. So if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back, and if you are new here, welcome as well. I am so grateful for each and every single one of you for being here. I always set the intention that those who are meant to receive these messages align to this reading. So if you align to this reading, then there may be some messages that you are meant to hear. And if you are new here, yes, I have been sharing an energy reading every single week, dropping it every single Sunday, and again with the intention for us to really just tap into our higher selves. I feel like there haven't been enough readings out there where it's like not just solely about relationships, not just solely about career or anything like that. It's really just us becoming our higher selves and really tapping into our conscious awareness. So that's what this is all about. And this week is special because we have a Taurus full moon and partial lunar eclipse that's taking place on November 19th, I believe. And so the energy of that, as well as the energy of this Scorpio season that we're still journeying through, definitely showed up in this reading. Now, those of you who have been watching these videos, you know that normally I am, shuffling the cards in front of you and having this reading unfold before your eyes. But sometimes I have technical difficulties, and this is one of them. I finished the reading, and then I got to my phone, which is what I use to record all my YouTube videos, and it just stopped recording 10 minutes in. So I'm not going to be shuffling the cards in front of you. I'm not going to do this reading all over again, because these cards that showed up are divinely the cards that we're meant to receive and to hear. And so I'm going to walk you through this reading and to the cards that showed up for us for this week ahead, and respect that these are the first cards that unfolded. So without further ado, let's get into it. If you want to get comfortable, get yourself some tea, align your posture to really position yourself to receive, right? Open up your heart chakra, and let's take a deep breath together, yeah? So put your hand over your heart, take a deep inhale, pause at the top, and exhale. Beautiful. Now, I do live in the city, and so if there's any neighborly noises, we are claiming and intending to remain centered and grounded throughout this reading, okay? All right, y'all, so let's get into this. Now, actually, before I get into it, let's just briefly get into what an eclipse means, right, energetically. So what's happening during an eclipse is that the moon or the sun, depending if it's a lunar or solar eclipse, its light is being eclipsed, right? It's kind of like being shut off for a moment. And the way that I like to see it is, normally, we're receiving the light of the sun and the moon daily, right? We're dependent on it, knowingly or unknowingly. We're dependent on the light of the sun and the moon daily and nightly. It brings balance into our lives. It energizes us. It rejuvenates us. It guides us. And so with eclipses, it's like that valve that is normally completely open, completely shedding all of this light. That valve is being shut off, right? So for a moment with this partial lunar eclipse, with lunar eclipses, the light of the moon is not being received by us the way that we normally receive it nightly. And so that can affect us in a multitude of ways. It can make us feel kind of disoriented, kind of like out of place, because we're not receiving the light of the moon. It can make us feel more exhausted. It can make us feel a little bit more introspective, and can make us kind of feel a little bit more in the darkness, because in reality we are. But the energy of eclipses is really one where we're being called to turn inward and acknowledge that yes, we may not have this light that we're dependent on outside of us, but we still have a light that is within us that we can turn into, and that we should be tuning into more often. So there is a moon and a sun within you that is guiding you, that is available to you, that does light the way for you whenever it is that you're ready and willing to receive it and to see the fact that you have light within you to guide you, right? And this is, also in tune with our intuition, the light within us. So all of that said, this is really an energy and a season and a time of taking ownership of our own energy, right? Really taking ownership, really, in a way, reclaiming our power and acknowledging that we have a light within us that is ultimately the most powerful light, that is a mirror reflection of the light of the moon, the light of the sun, that is so powerful that it gives life to all life on this planet, and that also brings balance to all life in this planet. So you can balance yourself, you can guide yourself, you can bring light to your life within yourself. So definitely we are being called to turn inward amongst this eclipse, and also the fact that it's Scorpio season, where naturally the themes surrounding us are a bit on darker topics, if you will, because there's a lot of transformation taking place. There's a lot of shadow work that we're being called to do, a lot of darkness coming to light, truths being revealed, etc., etc. It can be somewhat of an intense time, right? That's why it's really important to be grounded and centered, and to tune into resources like this that really bring you clarity and really keep you in tune with all that is going on, so you don't feel like you're out of place. What's really taking place at this time is that we're being realigned, we're being rebalanced, we're being reattuned into our authenticity, into our power, into our purpose. So all of that said, the overall energy for this coming week is to make plans and focus. We got the Shield Maiden, right? So as much as there's this energy of turning inward, again, there's this energy of taking ownership of your energy, taking ownership of your direction, taking ownership of your own intuition, and really coming into your independence is also what eclipses intend to do, is for us to be more independent, to really depend on ourselves, to guide our way, to know that we know what's best for us. And so again, as much as there's this energy of turning inward, there's also this energy of like, what am I doing? What am I intending to do? What are my intentions here? What's my purpose? Why am I doing this? When was the last time you actually sat with yourself and asked yourself those questions? Really took a moment to not only, ask yourself like, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? Why am I in this relationship? Why do I have these friendships? Why am I working this job? Why am I going after this goal? What's the purpose? What's the intention? But also asking yourself, I lost my train of thought, y'all. But when was the last time that you really sat with, not only asking yourself, why am I doing this? Where am I going? What's the intention behind this? But also taking a moment to ask yourself, or not ask yourself, but really just acknowledge everything that you've been through, everything that you're going through. Instead of just like going on day after day without really taking a moment to sit and be like, oh my goodness, like I'm really going through a lot right now. This is really how I'm feeling, or this is really what I've overcome. I'm so proud of myself. It's so important to do that. And so with this shield maiden energy, again, it's like, it's time to make plans. Where are you headed? What are you doing? What is your purpose? What is your intention? We also got the moon, of course, to take note of intuitive messages, because we are going to be turning inward if you choose to do so, right? You don't have to do any of this. You ultimately don't have to listen to any of these messages. But if you are tuning in, and if you are acknowledging the light and the moon and the sun that exists within you, ultimately the intuition, the power of your intuition that you have within you, there's messages that's going to be coming up, right? Also, in addition to Scorpio season, Scorpio energy, with the fact that we're going to be confronting our truths. Truths are going to be confronting us. Truths in general are making themselves known. It's important to be taking note of all of that, because ultimately it's all contributing to our realignment, to our direction, right? So where are you going? What are your plans? What needs are you taking care of? What desires are you fulfilling, and why? I don't want to make this video super long, so I'm gonna keep this, nice and to the point. We also, in regards to what energy to align to, should any challenges or obstacles arise this week, we've got, when I pull these two cards, the first thing that I thought of is cleansing. We're being cleansed, right? And I've mentioned this before, I'm going to say this again, but perspective is everything. If you find yourself looking at your life and the way it's unfolding, if you find yourself looking at the world and the way it's unfolding in a negative way, in a way that makes you feel just less than in any way, shape, or form, you've got to change your perspective into one that empowers you, into one that really keeps you grounded in your light again. So we've got purity and we've also got love. So the perspective, should any challenges or obstacles arise, is to look at the fact that these challenges and obstacles are intending to purify you, right? And the way that you're going to allow your challenges and obstacles to purify you, the way that you're going to allow life to cleanse you, the way you're meant to be cleansed at this time, is by tapping into the frequency of love, right? A lot of what we've been going through the past couple of years, and we're gonna continue to go through, is us being called to just be more heart-centered in all that we do and in all that we are, because it is our heart that is tuned into our soul and our purpose and this frequency that is healing, right? If you've been healing, you've been tapping into your heart. And something that, I've brought up somewhere, a video or on socials, is the fact that it's not your heart that deceives you. A lot of the times we think that, I'm not going to listen to my heart anymore. My heart, deceived me. It led me to these relationships that I deserve better. Your heart didn't do that. Your mind deceives you. We often question, like, do I listen to my heart? Do I listen to my mind? Listen to your heart, y'all. Because your heart isn't influenced by external circumstances or people or situations. Your mind is. Because your mind is full of thoughts, right? Your heart is rooted in truth. All your heart knows is love and truth. So be heart-centered. Especially this week, should challenges or obstacles arise, should any darkness arise, anything that's just hard for you to confront, approach it with love. Approach it with your heart. Really take the seat of the observer in general with your life. And see it through the lens of you being purified, you being cleansed, right? A lot of the cleansing that takes place in our life is us discovering who we are not, what we are not meant to do, who we are not meant to be, who we're not meant to be with, what it is that we don't deserve, what it is that we're not worth, like all of that is just as valuable as you knowing who you are, what it is you're meant to do, who it is you're meant to be with, what it is that you deserve and you're worthy of. So allow yourself to be cleansed, allow things to be released should they naturally be on their way out, right? Don't be holding on to things. Don't be coming from this place of fear of like attachment, right? Because it makes you anxious, or it makes you afraid, or it makes you feel like you're losing things. And yes, in a way you're losing things, but you're gaining so much more. So shift your perspective into one that empowers you, into one that is rooted in love and the frequency of love. Now, when it comes to what it is that we focus on healing, we've got slow but steady, and we also got sacred space. Now, for slow and steady, really what it is that we're healing is accepting that the natural pace of life is slow and steady. If we observe all of natural life around us, of nature, plants, trees, animals, the sun, the moon, it all moves slowly, but it moves steadily, right? There's still progression taking place. A lot of the times, because we're so used to things being fast paced, because we're so like into instant gratification, we think that because things aren't happening right now, because things aren't happening when we want them to or when we expected them to, because things aren't happening quickly, we think that nothing's happening at all, or things aren't going our way, or that there's no progress being made. But that is not true. So we're being called to heal that, to really dismantle and unlearn that kind of societal programming, and accept that, things move slowly, but they're moving steadily, and that is in divine order, that is in divine time. Okay? So if you've been feeling like impatient, if you've been feeling like things aren't happening the way you wanted them to, they're not happening quickly enough, and it's really raining on your parade, like, observe nature around you and realize that the sun and the moon, they're moving slowly, but they're moving steadily, right? If you were to sit and just look at the sun, I mean, you shouldn't look straightly at it because it can hurt your eyes, but if you were to just look at it and just sit there all day, you would think it's moving so slowly. But when you're not looking at it, and you just go about your day, sometimes it feels like your day goes like that. So the sun is moving slowly, but it's moving steadily, and things are happening. Things are progressing. Your life is the same way. Okay? We're also being called to heal with the perspective of, asking what is sacred in my life and what isn't. What relationships in my life, what opportunities, what experiences, what environments, what habits, etc. are sacred spaces, and which ones are not sacred spaces. Because there is a life possible, accessible to us, where we can manifest a life that is, everything is sacred. Everything is just a beautiful sacred space. The relationships we choose to invest in, and engage in, the opportunities, the work that we do, everything. What you invest in, what you pour your energy into, should be a sacred space. Because sacred spaces nourish and hold safety, hold centeredness and groundedness into who you authentically and truly are. They nourish you. So ask yourself, what isn't contributing to my sacred space? What isn't nourishing me and who it is that I'm becoming? Because again, we're taking ownership, right? There is this energy of taking ownership over our lives. You may have already felt yourself feeling a little bit more like willing to let go, feeling a little bit more energized to take action and just finally go and do that thing. Take on that idea, bring that idea to life, revisit that thing that you let go of, but you actually didn't want to let go of it. Like really just coming into your passions, coming into your purpose, and really wanting to offer that to the world, wanting to show yourself, show others what it is that you're capable of. See your highest potential, experience that, right? There's this energy of like, willingness and readiness. So it's important that, as you progress into that person and as you really absorb that energy, you are surrounded by people, places, things that contribute to your sacred space, that really nourish you. So, and also, this is a time to be providing yourself a sacred space, because there is a lot of shifts taking place. There is a lot of transformation and change going on. So give yourself that sacred space to continue to unfold the way that you are unfolding. Now, when it comes to what it is that we need to surrender this week amongst this eclipse and full moon and Scorpio season, is surrender the habit of people pleasing. Speak your needs and be true to yourself. Focus on your own happiness instead of always trying to make everyone else happy. This kind of surrender has been coming up a lot recently in my readings. And yes, I do offer one-on-one energy readings. I'll leave a link in the description below if you're interested in that. But it's been coming up a lot where there's a lot of people in the collective apparently that are so focused on taking care of the needs and fulfilling the desires of others before themselves, prioritizing others before themselves. And it's like, y'all, you gotta surrender that, right? You really, really gotta pour into yourself first and foremost. So for those of you that have been fixated on others, what others are thinking of you, how others might respond to you, how others, like, you gotta surrender that, because that's not helping you, right? It's holding you back. Either because you're afraid of how others are gonna respond to you changing, at the end of the day, as you become more and more your authentic self, you're gonna be aligning with people who not only are also becoming their most authentic selves, but also accept you as your most authentic self. And don't you want that? Yes, you do. So surrender the habit of people pleasing and just of prioritizing others before yourself in general. Okay? We're not in that timeline anymore. We also got surrender to rest and sleep. As I mentioned, I think earlier in this reading, this eclipse, this valve being shut off, this moment of darkness might cause us to feel a little bit more sleepy and a little bit more tired than usual. So please listen to your body. To prevent burnout, slow down. So again, we also got this theme of healing and accepting the natural pace of life, natural way of life of being slow and steady, right? If you've been finding yourself rushing, finding yourself trying to make things happen right now, and just depleting yourself, you're not meant to move through this life depleted. I'm going to say that again. You're not meant to move through this life depleted. You are an infinite source of energy. You are meant to be energized every single day. Please allow yourself to sleep and to rest and listen to your body. Honor your need for quiet time and peaceful sleep to rejuvenate your mind, body, and spirit. Our affirmations for this week are: life supports me. Life created me to be fulfilled. I trust life, and life is always there at every turn. I am safe. I am safe. We've also got, I am worth loving. I do not have to earn love. I am lovable because I exist. Others reflect the love I have for myself. Again, the more you heal yourself, the more you love yourself, the more you are true to yourself, the more that you are taking care of your own needs, you are going to be aligning with mirror reflections of that. You're going to be aligning with relationships and opportunities and people and places and experiences and situations that reflect the love that you have for yourself, that reflect the honor and the worthiness and the beauty and the sacredness that you have for yourself. And let me tell you, you deserve that. You deserve to be surrounded by that. But it starts with us pouring into ourselves first, and it starts with us taking ownership of our energy. So that, my friends, is the energy reading for this week ahead, and what it is that we can expect and how it is that we can tap into our higher selves. So my friends, how are you going to be taking ownership of your energy this week? Please remember that the changes that are taking place are cleansing you, are shedding all that you are not meant to be, who you are not meant to be with, who you're not meant to be surrounded by, what environments you're not meant to be in. You're being cleansed and purified so that you may be aligned to your highest potential and to your soul fulfillment and who you authentically are. Okay? Allow yourself to see that through. Go through the changes, go through the shifts, go through the transformation, go through the shadow work that you're being called to do. Face the darkness, confront the truths that you need to confront. Because we are meant to step into 2022 and the years to come as our most authentic selves, with purpose, with intention, because we have gone way too long as a collective and as individuals in this world, ignoring our truths, putting them aside, not confronting ourselves, investing in relationships that aren't good for us, investing our time and energy into work, into things, into situations that are not good for us. Because ultimately, what's not good for us is not good for the environment, is not good for the people around us, right? So y'all just know that the greatest contribution that you can give to this world is all the healing and love that you contribute to yourself. So my friends, I will be releasing a journal prompts video very soon if you're watching this as soon as I drop it. So definitely look into my journaling prompts video that I'm always sharing during full and new moons, which will give you some extra guidance on taking ownership of your energy and really tuning into this partial lunar eclipse, Taurus full moon, as well as just Scorpio season in general. But I hope that this reading was helpful to you, that it brought you some resonance, some clarity, some light, some encouragement. And if it did, let me know in the comments below. I love connecting with y'all in the comments. Give this video a thumbs up. Again, if you're not subscribed, click subscribed. And y'all, we are living in a time. We are living in a time, a very special time. So I'm wishing you a beautiful, cleansing, empowering eclipse, full moon, Scorpio season, and I will see you in my next video, okay? Sending you love, light, healing, blessings. Thank you all so much for being here. Bye.